But I want to say that I have a suspicion that my business, in other words, the film business, the television business, the music business, is doing the wrong thing. It is, especially in America, but it is also doing it in Europe and here in Britain. It is aggressively prosecuting people who illegally download. Now, I think most of us would agree that somebody who downloads on an industrial scale in order to sell and make a profit probably should be prosecuted. But what I have tried to make the people in my own business understand, and many of them refuse to understand it, is that it does no good whatsoever to label people as criminals. We all know that preposterous, irritating commercial that's on every fucking DVD of that, you wouldn't steal a handbag. No. And you want to make, you want to find the person who made that commercial and say, can you not see the difference? Are you truly so blind as to think that all morality is so absolute that somebody who BitTorrents an episode of their favorite American TV show 24 so they can see an episode before anybody else is the same as somebody who steals somebody's handbag? Do you not see the difference? Do you not see that when I was illegally taping, it didn't mean I crossed a line into criminality from which I can never escape, that I am now a criminal, I will never be a good citizen, I am the enemy of the copyright makers, the enemy of the creative artist, I am destroying live music? Do you not see it's because I was a student, because I loved music, because I wanted a good compilation, because I was excited about the possibilities of having my own compilation, and that the moment I could afford to buy music, I bought music because I wanted to. And that is what 98%, I would submit, at the very least, of all of you are like. I bet most of you have illegally downloaded at some time. But that does not mean that you are now the enemies of society. It does not now mean you should be characterized as criminals and pirates and destroyers of art and enemies of musicians and enemies of filmmakers. And that seems to me so stupid. It's stupid simply psychologically because it seems to misunderstand how human beings are. We're not like we're not nouns, we're verbs, we are processes, we are being things through our life. We're not now suddenly criminals. It also misunderstands a lot of extremely important research that shows actually weak copyright encourages artistic creation. There's been a very important Harvard study that has shown exactly that. Another Dutch study showed that the harder you are, the more you crack down on, and there are various ways of doing it, one of which is throttling the pipeline, throttling the broadband pipeline. So if anybody uses a BitTorrent, a peer-to-peer sharing network, they are suddenly given, a sort of phone dial-up speed internet connection instead of the broadband one they're paid for, or by the recording rights industry people from music in this country and America and elsewhere making incredible swoops on ordinary citizens whom they manage to catch out and making examples of them by taking them to court and having them fined hundreds of thousands of pounds for downloading a film or something. I think it is the stupidest thing the recording industry can do is to alienate people who love music. I mean, how can you be so dumb? Surely the one thing you want to do is to come to a sensible accommodation. And I suppose the reason I wanted to talk about this is a music festival. We've got extraordinary bands over this whole month performing. I don't believe that most of them are actually in favor of the kinds of draconian policing that their record companies and the PRS and various other people who are pursuing so actively and so angrily are doing. I think most of us actually say, look, lighten up. The fact is, there is an urge for creativity on both sides. There's an urge for people to participate in music and in film and in television and to watch it and to see it. And yes, of course, if they're young and they're poor and they can get it free, they'll get it free. but then, frankly, when they've got a job, they find it easier to go into a shop and buy it, or to download it through a normal paying institution or similar.